You are watching an Al Bear review. Cue the music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, man. I'm here with this Love and Hip Hop Hollywood recap. This gonna be real quick and fast, man. I'm tired of the show, man. I'm gonna get the small stuff out the way first. Small thing. Be sure if you're new, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that beautiful energy. Brittany B, she seems to be making up with her mom. You know, she talked about how Apple and, you know, her making up with her mom inspired her to want to do the same with hers and give it a try. They go to church together. The preacher talks about forgiveness and wanting to forgive, and it just felt like, you know what I'm saying, Brittany B mama, you know what I'm saying, let the pastor know, hey, my daughter, she coming with cameras. Could you please prepare a word that would be, you know what I'm saying, you know, guided or yielded to what we going through in life, and he did. So it's good to see they on a good, you know, path or whatever, trying to get the relationship going. Now the preacher, on the other hand, you know, I know this is Hollywood, but Hollywood looks as if they have some young pastors. He looked very young, but I'm gonna stay on my lane and not say too much. But you know, it's just so funny that how you can just get inspiration or motivation from people you ain't got no business getting it from, because I just don't see how Apple motivated Brittany B to do anything. Like, I'm being honest, Apple is so far Apple to the point it's just like, I don't see it. So, second small thing, Yo-Yo daughter had her baby. Kudos to her. Brittany B, Brittany B and Apple, they pulled up on Yo-Yo before the baby came. Come to find out, Brittany B and Yo-Yo, you know, they did a track together. Apple wasn't on the track because she had to go and spend some money. Truth is, Apple didn't get on the track because she didn't want to be on the track with the old woman. Let's just call it how it is. Apple did not want to be on the track with Yo-Yo. It's all cool and fine getting some, you know, guidance and words of inspiration from Yo-Yo. Apple don't want to be on your music and she don't want you on hers. Bottom line. And you know, Brittany B is just so in awe that she was able to get on the track with Yo-Yo, talk about her 13-year-old self, is so happy. Like, listen, let me just go ahead and tell you, the whole Mama House song, you know, it got a nice little catchy beat, you know what I'm saying, for a movie soundtrack or something like that. But, you know, it is what it is. But, I mean, hey, listen, it is what it is. So, let me see if it was something else small before I get to the juicy topics. Nope, that's it. Let's start here with A1. So, Zelle, first of all, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. Zelle fashion line or clothing line or whatever it is you want to call it, the music was way better than the clothes at his event. I'm gonna just keep it real. His music sounded, at least from the snippet that we got to hear, it sounded way better than what the clothes were. The clothes just looked, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, a theater major in middle school could have put together that wardrobe, just sticking a blingy flower on some shirts and some pants and just calling it fashion. I wasn't feeling that at all. But anyways, at the event, pretty much all the Zelle important people showed up. I ain't gonna go down the list. But Mr. Ray and Trisha Ann, they showed up. Oh, speaking of, before I go here, let me say this about Mickey Monday. Because I know I forgot one small thing. He had a video shoot with Fizz in April. They showed up, and Fizz brought somebody from a record label. Mickey Monday pisses me off. And let me tell you why. I've been trying to hold this back from my reviews because I don't want to just come off sounding like this, but every episode, he complaining about somebody not footing the bills so he can stay in the studio and do that. White privilege that he has, that he brings to the show, it got to go. I'm sorry, man. That white privilege has got to go. He feels like he is entitled to have somebody. He is a grown man to pay his bills just so he can focus on making that garbage music. I'm sorry, Mickey Monday, that white privilege, and I know, here's what white privilege is. I'm gonna get off this rant real quick. Those who have white privilege, I shouldn't say those who, a majority of those who have white privilege don't even know they have it. So that, they don't even realize they sounding so whatever they sounded, but I'm off of that. So anyway, at this event, Mr. Ray and Trisha Ann, they shows up, and long story short, they was in front of A1, and Trisha Ann said A1 partner had brushed up against her something. The truth is, the bro was trying, A1 homeboy trying to fill on that butt. They're like, look, I done been to many clubs, y'all have been to many clubs, it's just what men do. They perverted in the club setting, in tight spaces, they grabbing big booty, and that's just what men do in clubs, so stop it. A1 to myself, he was trying to make room for him. Well, that's even worse. You knocking a female out the way to make room for A1? Stop. So A1 Lyrical was laughing, she go off, so here's where the drama starts. She pissed off, so she go outside, Mr. Ray get her to come back in, this thing, her and Zell girlfriend, who only using him, by the way, to be on the show, because ain't no woman, let me just stick to what I'm trying to say. So then she get into it with Zell girlfriend, and she leaves, right? She was trying to make peace and be cool with Zell since his event. So Mr. Ray escorts out. Now on the way out, Zell and Mr. Ray supposed to be some type of friends, and I put the petty stuff in the past. Zell thought it was important to let Lyric and A1 know that he met with Mr. Ray a little earlier. Mr. Ray told him that possibly A1 is not the father of the baby. So when Mr. Ray come back in, A1, sucker punch him. Now let's just get to the debate. How do I feel about Mr. A1 sucker punching or slapping Mr. Ray? Well, truth is, if you talk that talk, you get these hands. Gay, straight, it don't even matter. But I will say this. They kind of went on talk. Mr. Ray is an easy target because they know he ain't really about that life. I feel the same way about Brittany B. Although next week, she gonna put hands on Lyrical. But she talked that talk, and I halfway feel that, I know Paris is not about that life. She just hang with Zell, so, it kind of just goes with it. But Mr. Ray isn't about that life. And for Zell, first of all, he messy. Let's just go. This is your event, and you caused all of that. That didn't have to be you messing up your event so you could show your true color. Tierra Marie, why would you say that? Leave the baby. Like, come on now. I ain't even happy with Tierra Marie on the show this season if she not gonna talk about Tierra versus 50 Cent. If she not gonna discuss that, we don't want you on the show. So later in the episode, Apple was like, man, you my people. Lyric and A1 my people. Let's sit down. So Mr. Ray, Apple, go sit down with A1. Mr. Ray throw some, throw a couple look on him or whatever the case is. A1 was chilled out. He was like, okay, payback could be much worse or whatever. So they sit down and chop it up, and whatever it is. But look, gay people just messy, especially gay men. Like, they just are. It don't offend me at all. So Mr. Ray ended up telling, I was waiting for this, y'all. Mr. Ray told A1 that he know for a fact Lyric got another man because she was on FaceTime with the man when she was with him. And guess what A1 did? A1 took a road. He took a damn dead end. A1 said, well, maybe it was something I did that caused her to step out, but we ain't even worried about that. We trying to build family. As mature as that sound, bro, I know you cycle and mess. As soon as you get caught cheating again, or she come up and talk about she can't trust you because of this, that, and third, you gonna bring it up, and we gonna see how much try to, do the right thing then. But that's all I'm saying. So moving on to the final topic. Raz B has got to go sit down. Not Raz B, J Bull. J Bull got to go sit down with Lil Fizz to figure out why Omarion don't want to go and get this international bag. I'm so sick and tired of hearing the word bag. Like, who even follows international with bag? Like, I don't know. They just, B2K is so played out. They overcompensating the word bag for they played outness. So anyways, he pulled up on Zell in Paris first. I don't even want to talk about that. He pulled up on Lil Fizz. Let's talk about that. For one, Jay, see, here's the issue with being on reality TV show and trying to, well, let me say this. I'm kind of stumbling over words a little bit because I'm on lunch break and I'm trying to get this over with. But look, I hate confessional scenes. And let me tell you why I hate confessional scenes. Because in these confessional scenes, especially with Jay Book this episode, you do all that big boy talk. I'm your dog. You don't lie to your dog. You know what I'm saying? You're the reason that, don't want to go and get this international bag. So I got to come check you and, get you to open your eyes to see, that you and April the reason we ain't getting this money. He talking all that big boy talk. But as soon as he get in the studio with Lil Fizzlet, who, by the way, is in the studio with Mickey Monday, okay. He all kind and being all gentle with his approach. So, bro, you don't think the whole April situation got something to do? Don't come off like that. Like, dog, we trying to get this money, and the issue is you and April. You need to reach out and have a conversation for all of our bank accounts because we all know that we don't have Omarion's money. Like, come on, like give it to him how you were talking in them confessionals. Like, that's why I don't like them, because them confessionals, that's what they need to show when they be at these reunions. The confessionals, because they be talking all that big talk. And when it's time to get in somebody's face, that energy ain't never the same. It's just not. So that irritates my soul. So saying all that to say, Lil Fizz left away from the conversation feeling like, oh, my last friend in B2K just turned a friend of me because he not happy that his friend found love. First of all, the nigga he don't care about you finding love. His motive is to get the international bag. You know what I'm saying? Lil Fizzlet, look, I was kind of disappointed. So we ain't get no more knees. We ain't get no more knees on no Just Hilarious. But look, I'm going to end it by saying this. The fact that, and Jay Bull is right, Fizz don't realize his situation with April. He realizes it. I ain't going to even say that. Lil Fizz know his situation with April is the reason for the group not making international moves, international bags. So, Omarion, man, we saw the interview. Omarion said he don't really care about what they got going on. But look, at the end of the day, Omarion, you need to dance over the Fizzlet April house and just slap the dog shit out of Lil Fizz. That's what you need to do in the story, man. I'm out of here, man. Peace. Happy Tuesday.